Hey there, space explorers! Saturn isn't just beautiful, it's one of the most fascinating planets in our solar system. Today, we're diving into 50 incredible facts about Saturn that'll leave you starstruck. Let's blast off! Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system, after Jupiter. But despite its size, it's made mostly of gas and is so light that it could float in water, if you could find an ocean big enough. Saturn's iconic rings stretch an incredible 175,000 miles across, yet they're only about 30 feet thick. These shimmering bands are made of countless ice and rock particles, reflecting sunlight and giving Saturn its dazzling, unmistakable appearance in the night sky. The rings of Saturn are composed of billions of icy fragments, some smaller than grains of sand, others as large as houses or even small mountains. These particles orbit the planet at incredible speeds, creating waves and gaps due to gravity. If Earth were the size of a nickel, Saturn would be about the size of a basketball. Its diameter is over 72,000 miles, more than 9 times wider than Earth, making it a true gas giant in both mass and scale. Saturn spins very fast on its axis. A day on Saturn, one full rotation, lasts only about 10.7 Earth hours. This rapid rotation gives the planet its slightly flattened shape, with a noticeable bulge around the equator. Because of its rapid spin, Saturn isn't a perfect sphere. It's an oblate spheroid, meaning it's wider at the equator and slightly flattened at the poles. This distortion is visible in photos from telescopes and spacecraft. Saturn takes nearly 29.5 Earth years to complete one full orbit around the Sun. That means if you lived on Saturn, you'd have to wait nearly 3 decades just to celebrate your first birthday. Unlike Earth, Saturn doesn't have a solid surface. It's made primarily of hydrogen and helium, much like the Sun. If you tried to land on it, you'd sink into its dense, swirling atmosphere without ever finding solid ground. The winds on Saturn are some of the fastest in the solar system. Near the equator, they can blow at speeds of over 1,100 miles per hour, nearly double the speed of sound on Earth. Saturn has the most moons of any planet, at least 146 confirmed so far. Some are tiny, just a few miles across, while others are massive. Its moon, Titan, is even bigger than the planet Mercury. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, has a thick, hazy atmosphere made mostly of nitrogen. It's the only moon in the solar system with a dense atmosphere and is considered one of the best places to search for life. On Titan, it rains methane instead of water. This methane falls into lakes and rivers, forming seas of liquid hydrocarbons. Titan has a complete weather cycle, just with entirely different chemistry from Earth. Saturn's moon Enceladus is one of the most exciting places in the solar system for astrobiology. It has a vast underground ocean, and its icy surface shoots plumes of water vapor into space from giant geysers. Those water plumes from Enceladus contain organic molecules, the building blocks of life. Some scientists believe that, deep beneath the icy shell, life could exist in the salty, warm waters of its subsurface ocean. Saturn's magnetic field is 578 times more powerful than Earth's. It protects the planet from solar wind and generates stunning auroras near its poles, though they're only visible in ultraviolet light, not visible to the human eye. Despite receiving less sunlight than Earth, Saturn radiates more energy than it gets from the Sun. This extra heat comes from deep inside, likely from slow gravitational compression and leftover heat from Saturn's formation. Deep inside Saturn, scientists believe there's a dense core made of rock and metal, surrounded by a thick layer of liquid metallic hydrogen and outer layers of gas. It's this structure that helps generate Saturn's magnetic field. Saturn's famous ring system isn't just one ring, it's made up of thousands of smaller ringlets. Between the bright rings are dark, dusty gaps, carved out by gravitational forces and tiny moons. NASA's Cassini spacecraft, launched in 1997, spent 13 years exploring Saturn up close. It revealed new moons, took breathtaking photos of the rings, and helped us understand the planet's strange weather and magnetic behavior. Cassini discovered massive, planet-spanning storms on Saturn. These storms can encircle the entire planet and last for months. Some are accompanied by violent lightning that's 10,000 times stronger than a lightning bolt on Earth. At At Saturn's north pole, there's a bizarre, six-sided storm system known as the hexagon. It's a stable, geometric weather pattern that's puzzled scientists since the Voyager missions in the 1980s first observed it. Saturn's south pole hosts a hurricane-like storm, complete with an eye air similar to those seen in Earth hurricanes. But this one is much larger, about 1,250 miles across, big enough to cover Texas entirely. Even without a telescope, Saturn is visible from Earth as a bright, golden star in the night sky. With a small telescope, you can see its rings and even some of its moons. Galileo Galilei was the first person to observe Saturn's rings in 1610. However, with his primitive telescope, he couldn't tell what they were and described them as ears or handles on the planet. Saturn's yellowish color comes from ammonia crystals in its upper atmosphere. These reflect sunlight in a way that gives the planet its golden hue, visible even with amateur telescopes. Saturn's rings are not eternal. Scientists estimate they're only about 100 million years old and may disappear in another 100 million years as gravity slowly pulls ring material into the planet. Saturn's moon Hyperion doesn't spin predictably. It tumbles chaotically as it orbits the planet, rotating in a completely random manner, likely due to its odd shape and past impacts. Mimas, one of Saturn's moons, looks just like the Death Star from Star Wars. Its most famous feature is a giant impact crater called Herschel, which covers almost a third of the moon's diameter. Saturn's average density is so low, just 0.7 grams per cubic centimeter, that it would float in water. No other planet in the solar system has such a low overall density. Gravity on Saturn is about 91% of Earth's. So, if you weighed 100 pounds here, you'd weigh around 91 pounds on Saturn, assuming you had somewhere solid to stand. Temperatures in Saturn's upper atmosphere plunge to around minus 288 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 178 degrees Celsius. These freezing conditions can turn most gases into solid ice and make the planet's weather even more extreme. Saturn has shepherd moons, small moons that orbit within or near the rings and help keep the particles in line. Their gravity creates gaps and waves that sculpt the rings into patterns. Some of Saturn's moons, like Pan and Atlas, have bizarre shapes. They look like flying saucers or ravioli, formed as ring material collected around their equators over millions of years. The outer edges of Saturn's rings move faster than the inner ones. This creates ripple effects and wave patterns visible in close-up photos taken by the Cassini spacecraft. The D-ring, Saturn's innermost ring, is incredibly faint and close to the planet. It was discovered by Voyager 1 and is mostly made of fine dust, difficult to detect from Earth. Every 15 years or so, Saturn's rings turn edge on to Earth. Because they're so thin, they almost disappear from view, creating a rare and fascinating sight for sky watchers. The energy from Saturn's immense gravity helps guide asteroids and comets through the solar system. In some cases, it even captures objects into orbit, adding new moons or ring material. If you could place Saturn on Earth, its volume would hold about 760 entire Earths. That's how massive it is, even though it's mostly gas and not nearly as heavy as it looks. Saturn's name comes from the Roman god of agriculture, who was associated with time and wealth. The planet has been known since ancient times and has always fascinated sky watchers. Saturn emits powerful radio waves, which scientists have used to study the planet's rotation and magnetic field. These emissions are caused by charged particles spiraling along magnetic field lines. Though its bands are more subtle than Jupiter's, Saturn still has distinct cloud zones. These stripes are created by fast-moving winds and varying temperatures in the upper atmosphere. Cassini's final mission involved a series of daring dives between Saturn and its innermost ring. This grand finale gave us our most detailed look at the planet's atmosphere and gravity. Saturn's F-ring is narrow and twisted, constantly being shaped by the gravity of nearby moons like Prometheus and Pandora. It's dynamic, unstable, and among the most complex rings in the solar system. Some scientists believe Saturn's rings may have formed from a shattered moon, possibly torn apart by Saturn's gravity millions of years ago, leaving debris that spread into the iconic rings. A year on Saturn, one full orbit of the Sun, takes nearly 30 Earth years. That means some spacecraft that launched during your lifetime still haven't seen Saturn complete a full revolution. You don't need a space agency to see Saturn. A good backyard telescope during opposition, when it's closest to Earth, can reveal its rings and even a few moons with surprising clarity. During equinoxes on Saturn, sunlight shines edge on through the rings, casting long shadows and highlighting ring structures invisible at other times. These moments give scientists a unique chance to study the ring system. Saturn's atmosphere is layered like an onion, with upper clouds of ammonia, deeper clouds of ammonium hydrosulfide, and even deeper layers of water ice and gas. Saturn's ring system is constantly changing. Small impacts, gravitational tugs, and interactions with moons reshape the rings over time, giving them a dynamic life of their own. From icy geysers to shimmering rings, Saturn is more than just beautiful, it's a complex world full of surprises. Its moons, storms, and history make it one of the most fascinating places in our solar system. And there you have it, 50 incredible facts about Saturn, the ring giant. Which one blew your mind? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed exploring Saturn, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more fascinating space content.